What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Yee Yee podcast. My name is Parker Smith. I'm joined by Brian.
Hey, guys.
And Ben.
Hey, everybody.
Ben, you have some mud on your boots.
I do.
You've been doing country stuff?
Getting dirty.
Definitely some country things. This is some Missouri mud. I don't know if anyone can see.
Missouri mud. That sounds like a song title.
No one's supposed to hear that yet. I'm actually writing it. Not really. I don't write songs.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, was it actually a song title? Is that from when you were on the road?
It was. So I was out on the road a couple weekends ago, and one of the shows was in Trenton, Missouri, out in the country, and it was on a winery. And the winery was on a whole farm, and it got a little muddy.
How was that? So we had Trotter Gang there.
Yeah.
TikTok boys.
Yep.
You got to catch up with them, and
Yeah.
that was like a festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. So if those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, he's talking about going on tour with Granger Smith, who is our founder, if you are new here. And every once in a while we get to go on the road with him, which is fun. Brian and I just got off the road with him.
Yeah, we went to Bozeman, Montana, and Richmond, Utah.
Yes.
It was a good time.
Yes, it was great. How is the road to you guys? Because we're, for the majority of the time, we're here at the Yee Yee farm just north of Austin, Texas, running the apparel side of things and Yee Yee Media. But every once in a while we go on the road and live this strange life where these guys live out of a bus and wake up in a new state every day. Was it about what you thought it would be, Ben? I'm curious to hear your opinion on it.
I don't think I had any idea what I was expecting out of it. It was definitely different. I was tired for the whole week after because it was just a lot of late nights, and then sleeping on the bus. I didn't have any bunk terrors or anything like that. And for those of you who don't know what that is, people get bad dreams and stuff just from being in the confined space of a small bunk where you can't even extend your arm up above your head or anything like that. But yeah, I didn't sleep great on the bus. It was about what I expected, though. It was just all the starting and stopping.
Didn't you say it was weird getting home and then not having your bed moving?
Yeah.
So you had to turn on the fan or something?
Yep.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to it.
It does. And we were only on the bus this past weekend for one night, so I don't think I quite got used to it yet. But I used to. The last time I had toured, I think, was November 2019, so it'd been quite a while. But I do remember really enjoying sleeping on the bus. Something about that loud noise and the cool air blowing on you, and it puts me right to sleep.
Yeah. Granger actually recently moved back into a bunk. So the guys have two buses. There's a band and crew bus, which holds 12 guys, I think, which is the band and crew. And then there's Granger's bus, which has him, Paul, who does all the video, and Tyler, his manager, our other brother, when he goes on the road, Chris Lee, the tour manager. And then that was the one all three of us were on too when we were on the road, right?
Yeah.
Granger actually moved to a bunk because he has a room in the very back, but he says it's just kind of loud, and when you're in the very back, it moves up and down a lot. Anyway, this may be really boring. I just totally went on a tangent on that, but I think it's kind of interesting because people are like, what is it like being on those buses, and what's it like sleeping on it?
Yeah. One other cool thing from Trenton also, some of Yee Nation out there, a couple dudes, I think their names were Austin and Dylan. They made a Yee boat. So they literally put together with a few buoys, some wood, and an old couch that they found on the side of the road that actually it's still reclined and everything too, so you could kick your feet up. But I was talking to them for a while, and it was the coolest thing ever. They hung a Yee flag and an American flag off it, and they were out there fishing all day, and it was pretty cool.
Sounds like the life.
Yeah.
Did you just see them on this lake and then you just went over to them?
So I think I kind of was sleeping in a bit, and then Granger texted, and he was like, oh yeah, there's this Yee flag on a couch somewhere, and I was by a pond, and I was like, okay. So I took a walk over, and I realized the couch was actually floating on the pond.
Wow.
I thought it was just going to be like a random couch, but yeah, took some good pictures.
I thought that only existed in memes, but
Saw it firsthand.
Yee Yee Nation continues to surprise us.
Yep.
This Friday, speaking of Yee Yee Nation, we have our NASCAR collection releasing for the Yee Yee car with our partnership with Brandon Jones. If you're on YouTube, I have one on here. This is the black one, and it has 19 on the back. Brian has the other one on. It's got 19 on the front, and it has 19 on the back, and that's like an American flag one. It's going to be super cool. We have some cool photos that we did. Funny story. We tried to go to Circuit of the Americas in Austin to take pictures and get promo stuff, but it just didn't work out. So the photos that you see of us are actually like outside of a high school football stadium around us, because we had bleachers and a chain link fence. So whenever you see those pics,
You'll know where they
that
came
it's-
from.
Yeah,
That's right.
So that shoot was actually kind of stressful. We were trying to figure it out. We are technically still trying to figure it out right now as we're recording this, but man, I'm excited. So yeah, we have a white shirt, a black shirt, military green shirt. That one's like more olive, and then
I don't know which one's my favorite. I think I might have to get all three because they are awesome.
yeah. Well, you're in the right place to get all three.
That's right.
And then we have a flag, double-sided flag.
Yep.
And hats too. And then we're also working on, if you're like, I wanted a hoodie or I wanted a long sleeve or something, we're working on a partnership with Joe Gibbs Racing, and they're going to buy some like exclusive stuff. So that'll be later down the road. I wouldn't wait on that just in case, because I don't know exactly what they're going to get. I would go ahead and get what you want now. But if you really wanted a hoodie or something down the road, we'll let you know.
I'm excited for these. When we were at the race at Coda back in, when was that? May?
Yeah, May.
Back in May, we had a lot of people come up to us and ask us where they could buy these shirts. And it was sad to tell them that you couldn't yet. But
This summer's just flying by.
that seems so long ago.
Does the summer go by faster when you're an adult or when you're a kid? Or the same?
I think it's gone by faster since I've been an adult.
Yeah.
I think it has too.
But I also don't look forward to summer like I used to as a kid. I guess being out of school. So that's kind of a bummer. But
Being an adult, like no one tells you that you don't get summers off. You just think you're going to get summers off forever, and it's going to be this crazy thing. And then you become an adult. Thankfully, I like my job, so I don't mind it. But
same.
man, that would stink if I hated my job and had to work through the whole summer.
Well, and my parents are both teachers. Well, my dad just retired, but so they always had
that's
they
the
always
cheat
had the
code.
summers off.
Yeah.
And so
What do they do during the summer? Do they just get?
just I think they get bored, honestly. And
I think so too.
come August, they're ready to go back to work. A lot of yard work, play golf, whatever.
The thing about Texas is the heat. Summers are pretty brutal in Texas. Like we still go outside all the time. Like you go out in Austin, Texas, and there's tons of people out. But it's pretty brutal, like from now through the end of August.
And I think this past week has been like the worst. It has felt so hot outside, like really like summertime now.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Texas.
for a while. It's been fairly cool for Texas. And I remember like everyone's like, oh, come July, like you think it's hot in June, but July 4th, it's going to start getting really hot. And then it got cold, actually. Like it was raining even, which isn't very common, right?
No, it has been the most record-breaking last 2 months
Yeah.
in my entire life, maybe in Texas history, in May, June, and then it rained, I think, the first 10 days of July. It's been unbelievable here. And then we were just in Bozeman, Montana, where they were having a terrible drought and dealing with forest fires.
Yeah, but the weather was nice. It wasn't hot. And well, actually, Utah, the weather was probably better. It wasn't. It rained a little bit, and it was just cloudy and cool.
Yeah.
The whole time. That crowd was awesome.
We were in Utah, and it was Brian, me, Tyler, Paul, and Granger. And Brian, Paul, and Granger were filming like a mini. What would you call that? It's not a documentary. It's just
I think
like
it's
a
like
mini.
a mini narrative short film
Yeah.
that Granger wrote. It was really good. I'm excited to see Paul's edit on it.
Yeah.
But Granger wrote a narration, and then we filmed some shots to go with it, slow-mo and stuff to tell the story. So it should be really cool.
I think it's called, the first one that Granger and Paul did is called The Tree and River, I think, or something like that.
The Tree, River, and Me. I think
Tree,
it's
River,
already out on YouTube.
Yeah, so
That one
you
is.
can go see that one on YouTube, and that's kind of the style that this one's going to be. This one's going to be more about...
And this one might be out already by the time you're
Oh,
hearing
yeah,
this
true.
episode. So
True.
We'll see. Go check it out if it is.
True. Yeah. Yeah, it should be really cool.
But that was on the mountain in Utah.
Oh, yeah. That was my point. I got sidetracked. Yeah, that was cool because it was super hot down at the base, and then as we were climbing, we got super lucky because those guys had those UTVs that we just rode to the top of the mountain. That's my kind of hiking. We just literally rode the UTVs to the top, and it was amazing.
And we shot some new apparel.
Yes.
Fall stuff coming up out there too. Some photos.
Yep.
For fall stuff. So.
Yeah, we did some shoots for 2 new flannels that are releasing in September. And it was crazy because a cold front hit as we were like getting to the peak of the mountain. And so the temperature just dropped like 20 degrees. It was really cool.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then you could see rain off in the distance and then sunshine in the other direction. It was so weird.
Yeah.
I guess Granger said they had gypsy rains up there a lot, and it's just like really scattered.
Yeah, where they just come out of nowhere and then
Yeah.
they leave. Yeah. Only Granger would refer to them as that.
That's right.
Other notable things going on in the office. Maddie is engaged. He runs our customer service. Woo! Congrats to Maddie.
Yes. Big shout out to Maddie. She so if you're sending her an email, congratulate her with that.
Yeah, if you have a return or an issue with your order, be like, you sent me the wrong shirt. Also, congrats.
Yes.
Pretty much everybody is single in our office or not married besides Granger, now that I'm thinking about it. Not single, but not engaged or married.
That's right. That is
Between us three, Tyler,
Hayden.
Caleb is now engaged, actually. So Caleb and Maddie are the only two. Lulu.
Yep.
Who's going to be next?
I think Hayden.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
We'll see.
Ben, you got any plans? Anything
No.
you want to share?
Not yet.
Not in the
Not yet.
foreseeable future. Tyler's birthday. Tyler's 38.
We celebrated that yesterday.
Yes.
He's our oldest bachelor
Yes.
in the office. And he had a very much Tyler day to celebrate his birthday.
He did. You dressed up like him?
I did. I had put on jeans yesterday morning, and then I thought to myself, what would Tyler wear today? Because it's his birthday.
We decided in the office that if it's your birthday, I don't know, birthdays just can be so corny in the office, and we decided that it would be funny if you just had a doppelganger for the day. You just have some guy around you, or if the whole office dressed like you, that would be funny too.
I think that's what we should do next. I don't know who has the next birthday. But
I don't know if that's necessarily a gift to the person whose birthday it is or kind of an insult, but I think it would be funny if everybody dressed like them.
I think yours is the next.
Uh-oh.
When's your birthday?
September 11th.
Oh, man.
9/11. Or Granger's is before that, isn't it?
Granger's is September 4th.
There you go.
Mm.
So we'll all have to wear, I don't know, some jeans and
T-shirt
boots
and jeans and boots.
and a Yee shirt.
Yep. Pretty much what we wear every day anyway.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
so they're just not going to tell.
Man, September 11th birthday. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
My gosh.
It's oddly a very common birthday. I know like 6 people that have the same birthday.
Wow.
So I don't know. But
Man. I don't really have anything to say. That's just really unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Olympics. What in the world is going on with the U.S.? What was the stat? It's the longest that we've gone without winning a gold medal in ever.
So I think I saw that it was the first time in 50 years that the U.S. team has not won a gold medal on the first day.
wow.
Are we just not good anymore? Are we not the greatest? Are we the greatest?
we're
I don't
always
know.
the greatest.
Do we
We're
win
always
the
the
Olympics very
greatest.
often? Honestly,
I would
I don't
think
know.
so. I don't
So
know.
currently we have the most medals overall. We have, I think
As of the recording of this, don't
Yes.
quote us on that. Once this releases,
But
not sure what
it's
going to
be nearly over, I think, when this releases.
Mm.
I don't really know how long it lasts, but Yeah, I think we are down 1 gold medal, but overall we have like 10 more medals than the next country who has like a lot.
Why is Russia like the Committee of Olympic? It's like the Russian Olympic Committee or something.
I don't know. They're like they run everything, or they're.
It's like it doesn't say. It's not just Russia.
Oh yeah, that's like the name of the country.
Oh, weird. I feel like they're always changing their name.
I feel embarrassed to even say this. I don't know if you all know at home as you're watching this. You're like, Parker, you're an idiot. Russia is like the union of the whatever. I just never even know what's going on with Russia. There's just always
there's always
divided.
a different name. Always a different name.
I couldn't really tell you much about Russia, to be honest, and maybe that's just.
It's probably the way they like it.
Yeah.
Weird.
And maybe with this, I feel like everything has just been off this year with the Olympics being a year delayed, and then all this COVID stuff. But who knows?
I didn't think about that. They're calling it the 2020 Olympics still, even though it's 2021.
So is the next Olympics going to be in 2024 still?
I would think so. I'm sure they'll have the Winter Olympics like in February of next year.
Oh, that's right.
Still, like I don't think they would delay that.
Yeah,
it's still been 4 years since that, but it'll be interesting. I wonder if like different athletes are gonna be able to get a second shot, whereas they might not have before since they were so spaced out or something like that.
Yeah, and I wonder. I'm sure all of this has affected their training too, because they've now had to either not train last year or train even longer, which I don't know. And as these athletes get older, body wears down, so who knows? Maybe that's a problem.
Yeah, so strange.
The other thing I saw was there was a triathlon athlete for Great Britain, and his name was Alex Yee, and I think he ended up getting the silver medal, which I think if he was American and his name was Yee, he probably would have gotten the gold, but maybe I'm biased.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yee. What a last name. That's a Yee Yee athlete right there. Do y'all feel like the Olympics this year are just like not really as big of a deal? Or is it just me? Or maybe is it just like because network television is just kind of going down, so we're all just using streaming platforms, so we're just not on. I don't know, but then we all have social media still. I just feel like I didn't even watch the opening ceremony. Did they even have an opening ceremony?
They did, yeah. It just felt so off to me too.
Maybe it's just that year that it's off.
And they just don't have fans, I don't think either. But is it usually super crowded? I don't know. I don't remember it being super crowded anyway, because it's always just in a random country, and it's not like anybody but families traveling for that.
I wonder when it's coming to the U.S. next. Anybody know?
Nope.
One day.
Maybe we're bad Americans.
So this is like not the place to get your information on the Olympics. No,
it is not. No, it's not. I do enjoy watching it when it's on. I'm just like not good at keeping up with it.
What's your favorite sport to watch?
Track and field.
Track and field.
Yeah. 100-meter dash. I'm in for that. If I miss that, I'd be sad. I don't even know when it is. Because I guess they have different heats, and then they have the finals last for it. Okay. What about y'all?
Yeah. I think golf being back in the Olympics is kind of interesting. I do love golf. So maybe that's it for me. But I do love watching track and field and some of the swimming, especially when Michael Phelps was in his prime. That was fun to watch.
So did they just do like a 4-round tournament in Tokyo?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to how a PGA Tour tournament is. But depending on where your team ranks, like if you have 3 of your players in the top 10, I'm guessing that might help your team win the gold. I don't know exactly how the team aspect of it works.
Are our top golfers going, or is it going to be like basketball where it's just like no one really cares? It's like how can we expect to take the Olympics seriously if our best athletes are not there?
Yeah, I don't think our top players are. I think it's just a few of like the decent guys, but I don't think all the top players are there. Did the Olympics used to be a bigger deal where our top athletes would go? I feel like it's just and it's like in the athlete's defense, it's just like a money thing probably, because where it's like, I mean, do I want to stay and win this PGA Tour or this, train for this bat? Like Steph Curry's not there on the basketball, like LeBron's not there.
Yeah, the USA Dream Team, I think, like in the 80s, that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like everyone was very, very like excited to be like a part of it, and like maybe it was just more of an honor and more exciting. And now we just have this like superstar mentality in a way where they're like, maybe I don't need to go that. I'm too good for the Olympics or something. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Imagine saying you're too good for the Olympics though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't blame them. Like, how far is that flight to Tokyo probably?
Yeah.
Versus, like, there's other sports, like, I feel like gymnastics and, like, swimming and, like, those sort of things, like, that's what you live for. In track and field, that's what you live for is the Olympics, and that's when you're on the national stage.
That's a good point.
Which transitions us nicely to this week's Power Rankings. This week, we are going over the top 3 Olympic sports you would want to play. And I kind of went back and forth with this in terms of, I don't know. I was thinking, I've always had this thought. If I was a kid and I was trained from the moment I was born to eat, sleep, and breathe a certain sport, and I had 50 lifetimes and I did it for every sport, which one I would be able to progress to top in the world in? Do you guys ever think about that?
Yes.
What sport do you think you would progress to the top of?
I can't say yet because this is one of my answers.
Okay.
But
Brian, why don't you go first?
okay.
Top sport that you would want to play in the Olympics on the world stage.
Well, this is pretty obvious for me, and if you've watched previous episodes, you can probably guess. But mine is golf. I love playing golf. I started playing when I was 14, and every day I wish I would have started earlier. But yeah, golf. Golf it is for me.
So I didn't even know there was Olympic golf though.
So it actually, they had it like 100 years ago, and then a lot of the top players actually ended up not going to the Olympics. They like withdrew, and then that made the other countries like withdraw their players too, because there's no point. And so then they just decided to scratch golf from the Olympics. And then I think it was in Brazil, the most recent one, where they brought golf back for the first time. And so
Okay.
yeah, that is my answer.
Golf. Ben?
I think my first answer is going to have to be surfing. So I didn't know this was an Olympic sport until about 20 minutes ago. I was looking in to do a little research, but I've been surfing once in my lifetime, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like literally for like, especially when you're learning, there is so much that you need to do just to get like 5 seconds standing up on a surfboard. But it would just be awesome to kind of compete at an Olympic level and just be like the best in the world riding these like huge waves. I just think that'd be a cool sport to play.
You always got to be a cool, like every surfer dude that's good at surfing just looks cool. So yeah, I get that.
Surfer bro Ben, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
That red hair just looking majestic into the wind.
Yeah.
I'm going to go track and field.
Track and field.
Without a doubt. For obvious reasons. I don't know how realistic that is, but I would have loved to have been on the world stage with the 100-meter dash.
Yeah. My next one, and it is ping pong. We grew up having a ping pong at our house, or ping pong table at our house, and played constantly, and I got really competitive with my dad, and so I would love to play professional ping pong.
Okay. That's just so funny that that's an Olympic sport.
Yes. Table tennis, as it's called.
Table
Literally.
tennis.
Yeah.
No, it's called ping pong.
Whenever you think of like an Olympic athlete, I just think of like, maybe I'm thinking of like the like classic, like they were starting in Greece, like however the Olympics started, and it was like wrestling and like track and all these like strong and just like the best athletes in the world, and then you just get ping pong.
All right, Ben, number 2 on the Olympic sports that you would play. What do you got?
All right, number 2 is going to have to be badminton. So I haven't played badminton since high school, so it's been like 6 years. But I remember every time that came around in like gym class, and I was a total like gym class hero. I loved gym class. I don't know why. But we had...
Who didn't love gym, honestly?
Yeah. But badminton was a very, very big thing in our high school's gym classes. And it was to the point where there was like a doubles tournament at the end of each like badminton unit that you would do. And then there was also a singles tournament, and whoever won the singles tournament would get a birdie painted gold, and I always won it. It was like my pride. I don't know why, I just got super competitive with badminton, and it's literally like you put all your effort into swinging this racket, and then it just goes like pew. Like it just goes so slow.
I took a badminton class in college, and that was
Really?
so fun.
Yeah.
It was fun?
It was so fun.
So
yeah.
interesting.
And that was actually on my list too. So
You know what else is
We'll
really
have to
fun
play.
is pickleball. Have you ever played that?
I never have,
Never.
but it seems like it's
It's like a less
becoming more
exhausting
popular.
tennis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw somewhere they made it's like a bar, and then they have like pickleball too. You can play.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
Yeah, they have some spots in Austin you can do it. Give me a net and a ball and a racket or just my hands, and it's going to be a good time. Tennis, volleyball, all very addicting.
All right, what's your second one?
My second pick is I'm going to say ice hockey, even though it's not in the spirit of Summer Olympics, simply because of the movie Miracle. Great movie, ice hockey.
It's a good one. Trying to decide which one I want to do. My third one here is sailing, because I love just being on a boat. Every time we're out bass fishing, something about that early morning, driving out to the spot, it's just awesome. So
I respect it. You're not in it for the glory. You're just in it for the views and out
just
on the water.
being out on the water. So that is for me. What do you got,
Ben,
Ben?
number 3 Olympic sport you'd play.
Number 3 is going to be... There's so many I could do. I think I'm going to go with shooting. So it'd just be cool to be, again, on that stage where you're just, like, literally... maybe not the best shooter ever. Like, you can never really say that because there's so many people who have never even, like, been able to compete for shooting. But I just think it'd be the coolest thing just to be like, oh yeah, I won a gold medal in being the most precise shooter against all these other countries. And especially being from like the States, it would just be awesome to represent the country in that way and just be like, our country's the best in this.
True.
What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Yeah.
All right,
That is very on brand of you.
number 3, Park. What do you
Number
got?
3, I'm going to go speed skating. I got 2 skatings in a row, but I remember growing up watching Apollo Ono and yelling at the TV. And I just love any sport where the commentators are just like, their voices are getting more and more excited, and there's just like something happening. I just love rooting for Apollo. So
That's awesome.
catch Parker Smith.
I had to laugh right away at that because I'm just picturing, like, I feel like to be a speed skater, you probably have to be, like, tiny. But you're just, like, very, like, athletic, and I'm like, taller. So I'm just picturing you with, like, the speed skater form, like, going back.
Yeah.
Don't they wear
Just
like
going.
really tight onesies
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, catch me in
And
those tights.
I don't think I could ever see that.
Yeah.
Some honorable mentions here: archery, fencing, mountain bike, which I didn't know was a Olympic sport.
It's not.
It's
I'm
not.
just kidding.
It was on the list.
I feel like you would have to be a
How
really
do you
good.
judge? Is it a race?
Maybe, I don't know.
Gotta be.
I feel like you'd have to be a really good bow hunter if you were an
Mm.
Olympic archerist. Archerist, is that a word?
It is now.
Archery.
Archetype.
Archerist.
And judo, which is like a form of wrestling, I think. Jiu-jitsu, something.
You don't even
like
know
a
what it
take-
is,
it's
and
a-
it's on your mentions
It's
list.
like a combat.
Something
sport.
combative.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up this fall?
This fall, we have the big race, September 17th, which also falls on the day of the Yee Yee fall launch. Granger
September
Smith's tour
17th.
is continuing through the fall. and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you should go out on the road. You may catch your Yee Yee boys out on the road too. I think that's all we have for
Is
this
there
episode.
any sort of timeline on Project X that we teased a few months ago?
No,
No.
there's not right now.
Still have to wait.
I don't
want
wanna say
It is
anything.
still Project X.
Still Project X.
Still
okay.
Project X.
Well,
but
it's
yeah,
out there.
it is the biggest thing we've ever done. We're working a lot on it, and we will reveal Project X when it's ready.
And didn't we just do some renovations in the warehouse?
We did, Brian.
Yeah.
We sure did.
We're very open.
Catch the Smiths YouTube channel
Last Tuesday.
where we are where we are slowly starting to incorporate more day-to-day life here at the farm. It's kind of the third aspect. It's like Granger at home, or Granger on the road, Amber at home, and then updates from the Yee Yee farm. So you can see Caleb carrying tables around on his forklift and causing work environment hazards. It's pretty entertaining. We drop
Yeah.
fridges on the ground. What
I
else?
think
do we
it
do?
could be a reality TV show with what we have going on here.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
always something new every day.
Always something new.
Well, I think that's all we got for this week.
That's all we got. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Yee Yee podcast, and we'll see you next week. And eat
Nah,
your
don't say
veggies.
it. Don't say
Eat
it.
your.
Don't.
No.
Eat your. Okay, bye.
Steak.